Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch Out Sci. I got my fleece on. It's not a fashion statement. It's cold. Turned cold all of a sudden. Anyhow, today what we're going to talk about is the winners of the Grand Prix de Genève. And the 2017 ones just came out yesterday. And what I thought I'd do is take a look at them and also, really like to get your opinions of them. What do you think? I mean, some of these that won, I was very surprised, and others not so much. Well, the fact that I only got three of them right means I was surprised a lot. Okay, the first one that I want to talk about is, of course, the one they talk about last, which was Grand Prize, and this is a Chopard LUC full strike. And the reason it surprised me was that there were two other watches, both of which had the new Agenhor movement in them. The Singer Reimagined and one that Fabergé had made. And neither one of those made it at all. So that was a surprise to me. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't think Chopard had much of a chance of winning anything, and so I really didn't look at it that carefully. But and having looked at it again, I still wonder how come one of the Agenor or one of the other ones didn't win. But there were some things apparently that the watchmakers and designers and everybody else saw that figured, hey, this is Chopard's year, and so then the LUC full strike is an important watch in the sense that the entire LUC line of watches has in-house Chopard movements in it. Okay, all right. Well, let's go to start at the top of the list with the Ladies' Watch Prize. Chanel won this one. That was the one I predicted. And the reason I picked it was that of all of them, it looked like they had done something really interesting with the movement. And I know that a lot of times people say, well, the ladies' watches and the jewelry watches, really, they don't care what's in them. And that may be true to some extent, but I figured, well, it's important to me, so that's what I chose, and I happened to win. The next one was what they call the Ladies High Mech Watch Prize, and this is very interesting. This is another one I got right. Van Cleef and Appel's watch, the Lady Appel's Papillon Automata. Okay, the Automata they have a little butterfly that's flapping its wings. Now, again, for high mech, that was doing some interesting things, and yet they had the bezel with diamonds, and it's really a fantastic watch. Jacques Drouot is the one that's known for its Automata, and I don't know if they had one entered in that category or not. The next category is the men's category, and Bulgari won, and Bulgari was another one of those surprises. I didn't even look at it very closely because one of my favorite watches, one of my Grail watches, was in the list, and that's the Lang and Haney, and that's all I could think about. And it not only did it not win, it didn't even make the short list, which I think to me must have been a clerical error of some sort. The next watch, the chronograph prize, went to Parmigiani Fleurier. Now, I had recently got a Parmigiani, so I was very happy to see that win. And the one I had picked for the chronograph had both of the watches with the new movement by Agenhor. And I picked the Singer Reimagined on that one. Well, actually, I didn't pick the Singer Reimagined, come to think of it, because I thought that one was going to win the Grand Prize, the Aiguille d'Or. And the one I picked instead, let me see, what did I pick for the chronograph? I had I did. I had the Parmigiani Fleurier. So I guess that was another one I got right. uh, I I hadn't noticed the the fact that Fabergé and Singer Reimagined both had the new Agenhor movement in it, and so I think, well, it's Singer Reimagined is going to win the whole thing, and so Parmigiani Fleurier will win the chronograph, and it did, except the Singer Reimagined didn't win the grand prize. The tourbillon and escapement category, this one was one I did something that was all about the escapement. And I chose the one by Haldemand. And that was because it had a unique escapement in it. It was the only one that I saw that did. All of the other ones had tourbillons, but Haldemand's didn't. It just had this new escapement that I thought was really neat. So I missed that. And again, this was Bulgari won that one too. They won two this year. It's really I think that's the first time they've ever won two together. And they had whatever the judges saw on that one. They did see it. And again, there's another one I didn't look at very closely because I was so sure that one of the other ones would win. The calendar watch prize went to Gurville Forcé. For the calendar, I had the A. Langenson, and it was between the Gurville Forcé and the A. Langenson, and it was flip the coin almost on those two, and came up with the wrong answer. Okay. On the travel time, I picked Parmigiani Fleurier, and it won. I was very happy to see that. Again, my Parmigiani was happy to see that as well. Okay, on the man's mechanical exception, I picked the Armin Strom, and the reason I picked the Armin Strom, it had used resonance, and I'm a big resonance fan. Here's my FP Journe resonance, and it was like, oh boy, it's another resonance watch done a little differently than either Breguet had done it at some other time, and FP Journe, but it didn't win. But at least it made the cut. Now, the one that won the mechanical exception was the Vacheron Constantin, and it deserved to win. That's one that I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the Armin Strom and the resonance, and I picked it because I was so into the resonance. The Vacheron Constantin has more. I mean, it has a huge number of complications in it, number of functions, and my only problem with it, they made one. Some of these they make like one, and they're going to put it into the competition and do pretty well. If I were running the show, I'd say, well, they have to have it in production with some kind of minimum number like 20 or something like that. But having one, and they have a bunch of guys putting a lot of resources into one watch. Now, I got a feeling, I certainly hope so, that Vacheron Constantin is going to make, a lot more of these. I think they should anyway. This next one was a big surprise. The Petite Aiguille is a prize for watches under 8,000 Swiss francs. Last year, the Tudor had won, and it was I think it was another Black Bay that had won, and this one is a Black Bay chronograph. my I thought that this a new company, Carl Succi and Son, was going to win, and they didn't. So Tudor, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I've always liked the Black Bay series. I was just surprised that they gave it to another one to Tudor so quickly. Another one in there that I like a lot is the Harboring 2. And the Harboring 2 Felix is the one I have. And the reason I didn't think it was going to win is that I thought the Irwin, the new one, it's an automatic version of the Felix, I think. And I thought it was a little too close. And, well, it didn't win anyway for whatever reason. But it's another watch that to me is one of the best ones around. Excuse me. Okay, the next category is the Sports Watch Prize, and I had picked Chopard. Now, the reason I had picked Chopard originally, and it didn't even make the cut, the reason I picked it was that last year I had talked to one of the judges after the Eberhard had won, and he said one of the things, he said, if you look at the price of that thing, it was so much lower than all of the others that we couldn't really, we said, oh, this one wins. And it had an ETA, and I was very surprised that it won. So I thought, well, here's this Chopard. It's at a really great price. And so I thought it was going to win. Now, the one I really liked was the Ulysse Nardin Regatta. And the reason I liked the Regatta was that they had this incredibly good video. You can go to Ulysse Nardin and find the video that they have. It's a YouTube video. What a video they made of that watch! It was incredible. In fact, I think that's why it won. All of the judges looked at the video. Oh boy, that's a neat watch. But it is a neat watch. I was talking to was in a boutique that's a combination of Beauvais and Ulysse Nardin in New York City, and I'd liked the Regatta, and I had mentioned it to her. She said, we can't keep those in stock. We can't get them. They are so popular. And it was a fairly expensive watch. I forgot what it was, but it wasn't like the Chopard that I chose, but very, very popular. Okay, the next category is the jewelry category. And I had picked another one that didn't even make the cut. It was called a Mowad. I just liked it, and but the Chopard one, it's a little flower that opens up. It's really something. The next one is artistic crafts. I had picked the Bulgari on it, and the one that won was the Wutentanen, which is, to me, was sort of one of those other ones. It was either one or the other, and I thought that Wutentanen was going to win one of the complicated watch things, or whatever, any other one. And I thought this one wasn't quite as fancy enough. But it really is. There's this type of Japanese art, it's a type of art, and that he did with a dial, and really made just a knockout, gorgeous watch. Now the final three, we didn't do any picking on these. The Revival Watch Prize went to Longines for their Navigators, like Aviator and Navigator put together watch, which is it runs on a ETA Valgaines, which was it's a big movement, and you got a lot of stuff going on in that watch. So I thought, it deserves, you can have it. Now the final one is the Innovation Prize that went to Zenith and their Defy Lab. This watch is certainly deserving of an Innovation Prize. I was talking to one of the Zenith reps at the watch show in New York, and he was going on about this other one, this new El Primero that they have that nobody's paying attention to, because all of the attention is to this new escapement that they put into their into the Phi Lab put together for them on this. This again is one of the watches. I think you only made 5 of them or something like that. They'll get to them later. Now this last one, again, this is a special jury prize. We don't, none of us even, we're not even, we have no idea what's going to be there. And it went to 2 women, Suzanne Rohr and Anita Pochet, who are enamelers. And this is something is such, makes a watch look so good. I love enameled watches. That's probably one of those things that I had to put on my list. Something like a Grand Prix. RGM makes them here in the U.S. over in Pennsylvania. He does a Grand Prix also, and it's not easy, but it looks great to have an enameled dial on your watch. Something that I think that is really interesting. I'm really glad that these 2 women got it. They both are at Patek Philippe, and it's a good thing. A few years ago, 3 developers at Vacheron Constantin who had made the most complicated watch won it, and they have some other things that people are doing that won't fit in any category, and they have a prize for it, and I think it's a great thing. And so anyway, well, listen, those are the prizes. By now, I guess most people may have looked it up on their own. I wanted to talk about it. The last thing I want to do is to announce the winner of our contest. We had the Grand Prix Pick contest, and we had 2 prizes. The first level was who picked the most watches who were in a category that went on to the pre-selected level. And the final one is for somebody who picked the most winners, and it was Michael Abramsky. And I have these 2 watches. You can pick either one of them. One is an Armatron. It's a mechanical watch, so just a wind-up watch. It's skeletonized. It's sort of fun because you can see the movement. The other is a quartz Casio, and both of them are brand new. And so either one, I'll be sending you an email. I wanted to show them here so you get an idea of what they look like. And I'll just I'll shoot you an email, and you can tell me where you want me to send them. So congratulations, Michael. By the way, Michael got 6 of them right, which was, I think the closest one below 6 was 4. So he won fair and square, and with a good margin too. So anyway, okay. Again, I'd like to hear your comments, what you think about the winners. Which ones you thought should have won. I had a lot of them that I could thought, well, how come this one didn't win? And we'll see you on Sunday. Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the Art and Science of Watch Collection.